Hi, my name is Basil and I'm one of the founders with ClockIt, and in this video tutorial I wanted to speak to you about our new reporting engine. Now you can come to the new reports by navigating to reports and basic reports, and once you do this you will be able to see the basic report load on screen. Now you will notice on the left hand side you will have the attendance report. Now, over the next couple of weeks, we would be adding some more reporting formats, and you should be able to see all of that populate over here. Now, by default, the attendance report is loaded. Now, to make some more screen space over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this so that I can have a full view of my report. And we have a lot of features in this report, and I'm going to cover most of them in the next couple of minutes. Now, the first thing that you would need to do is select your date range. Now, for this purpose, I'm going to select last month, and immediately the report loads. Now, you would be able to scroll left and right. Now, if you do not have a mouse that supports horizontal scrolling, you can always click on screen and then use your keyboard to navigate to the values. Now, as soon as the report loads, I'm going to tidy this up a little bit. So I'm going to make auto size this column so I can see all the names, and you can see there are 31 entries for each user for the date range selected. And if I go ahead and expand this, now I can see the dates and the punches of each individual day. Now we do have another feature that's going to allow you to hide the columns that are not needed, and the way you would do that is click on the columns on the right hand side and you have access to all of this information. Now by default we've hidden most of them, and if it's something that's important to you, you can just go ahead and enable it. Now for me, the rounded punches is not important because this is not something that we use, and I would only want to see the in and out. So I'm going to select in and out. And you would also notice that we have grouped the data by this user, so I don't need to repeat the name column once again. So I'm going to go ahead and disable that. And as I do this, you can see that in real time, my report is getting formatted. So I do not need to see the breaks that my employees have taken as well. All I need to do is get the work duration as well as the regular time and the overtime. Now, once I do this, I can just go ahead and close this, and you would notice that I can see the clock in time and the clock out time along with the work duration and the regular time as well as the overtime. Now, if I go ahead and collapse this, then I can see the totals against each column. You would also be able to see this if this is expanded. So let's say at the end of the month, this is the total for me, and you can see the values populated over there. Now, as you scroll further right, you do have options for the early in, the early out, and you have the averages which are computed at the bottom, along with the averages for the TPI and PE. We also have other features in this report which tells of the status, such as absent, whether it was a weekend, and if a correction request was raised and who it was approved by. Now, one of the core features about this report is known as group by. So let's say I want to run a report to know who are the people that were, I want to group all the users by when they were absent. So I can just simply remove the row group over here, and I can say group by status, and immediately the report is going to generate the number of absentees, and I can go ahead and expand that. Now you would notice that absent has 94 entries, and it's again across all the data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to group by status, and then I'm going to group by the employee name, and let's do that here. Now what you would notice is I've formatted the report so that I have absenteeism, that is 94 entries, and after that by user I'm able to further drill this down. Now we have another feature as well wherein you can sort by value. So let's say I want to sort it by the TPI. I can just go ahead and do this. So I get my users who are with the highest TPI, and I can do the same for the PE as well. And you also have the option to pin group. So let's say I'm going to auto size this column, and then I'm going to pin this column to the left, and now that's pinned. But let's say I also want to pin the date column, so I can just go ahead and pin left. So now I have the date and the name all pinned up, and it's all tidy. And what I can do further is look at all the data. Now, additionally, we also support an Excel download. So you can just click on this button here and it's going to download the exact report in Excel. So you can use that for further computation. And every value that has an hour and a minute, you can also get the decimal hours simply by enabling it over here. So let's say, for example, I want work duration in hours and minutes, and I want work duration in decimal as well. You can just go ahead and click it because this indicates decimal. Now, if I look further on my report, you would be able to see that the decimal values are also there. And for most of you that would like to pass this information to accounting, you can go ahead and do so. So we also have another option wherein you can move around the columns to further format your report. Now, this is completely optional. You can do it the way you want. And look out for future updates because we are going to be adding a lot of reports in the same format. So once you're familiar with all the functions of this report, it should be easy to draw out any kind of report for your company. Thank you.